This question asks us two things, right? It asks us what the slope represents for these graphs, and then it also asks us to find the slope, right? And state units, right? So first, let's say what the slope represents, right? So for A, let's see, it represents, and if we look at this, the y-axis is the height of an unlit candle in centimeters, and the x-axis is time. So if a candle is not lit over time, the height is just going to stay the same. It's not going to shrink, right? So, and that's what this graph shows. So the slope represents the height in centimeters of a candle. Sorry, it represents the change in height in centimeters of a candle per 1 minute, right? That's what the slope represents. Now to calculate the slope, we can see what's happening. As I move one position to the right, as I move one position to the right, y doesn't change. So the slope is 0, right? The slope is the change in y, which is 0, over the change in x. So as I move 1 in x, the y is 0, so 0 over 1 is 0. Okay, for B, let's look at this graph. The y-axis is the water in a storage tank in gallons, and the x is time in months. So clearly this water is getting used or it's evaporating, right, because it's going down. So the slope represents the change in water in gallons per month, right? And to calculate the slope, what I could do is I could pick 2 points, right? I could pick this point, 9,000. And I could pick this point, 10. And I could draw a slope triangle. And the slope triangle is actually already drawn for me, right? It's right here. It is the 2 axes, right? So from 9,000 down to 0, I went down negative 9,000. And from 0 to 10, I went plus 10. So the slope is negative 9,000. I went down 9,000 in the y direction, and I went over positive 10 in the x. So the slope comes out to be negative 900. And actually, I have to go back and fix these because they wanted units, right? So for the first one, the slope is 0 centimeters per minute. And for this one, the slope is negative 900 gallons per month, right? And there's the slope.